Hello guys and welcome back to another FPL video. My name is FPL Meerkat and today I've got my Game Week 32 review and my Game Week 33 team selection for you guys. A really quick turnaround, isn't it, this one? The Game Week's only just finished and now we've all of a sudden got to decide our teams for Game Week 33. The deadline is tomorrow. I'm recording this on the Monday. So yeah, the Game Week's literally just finished and now I've got to record this video for Game Week 33. But before I get into the Game Week 33 team, let's have a look at how the team did in Game Week 32. And it was alright. It wasn't very good. It was a small red arrow to about 560k. So yeah, it was 517k, now 560k. So yeah, a bit of a small red arrow there. 56 points with a -4 hit taken, so 52 points in total. To be fair, for a blank game week where I didn't have my free hit, I was expecting a red arrow anyway, and it wasn't too bad. There are a lot of things that could have gone better though. The transfer that I made, obviously getting rid of Haaland and bringing in Solanke, could have gone a lot better. Could have got either of Tony or Isak. It was literally a shootout between those three, Tony, Isak and Solanke, and yeah, I managed to get in the one who blanked. Tony got 9 points, Isak got 13. So very well for any of you included him on the free them on the free hit. Really wish I had them instead, but yeah, what can you do? I mainly bought Solanke because Rashford is now back fit, and because I've got Solanke in the team, I can then make the switch to Rashford while still affording to get Haaland back in. That was the main reason why I went for Solanke in the end. And then Trent getting 5 points, which was pretty nice. Obviously, I took out Estepinian, who was going to be blanking anyway, so yeah, made a return on that move. But yeah, very disappointing that Bueno didn't even play. Also really disappointing that Ake got injured in the midweek. This is a rule why you should always wait until you make your transfers, because I could have obviously taken out Ake instead of Estepinian, and now I'm pretty much getting Estepinian back in anyway for the Nottingham fixture for Brighton. So yeah, bit of a waste of a hit there. But what can you do? Zuma getting his classic 6-pointer as well. Salah doing fairly well, getting 7 points, captain to 14. And Saka, who I was really not confident at all. I thought he'd completely lost it. I was very wrong about. Got 13 points. Really nice returns there, getting maximum bonus. Martinelli getting 9 as well. It was really funny how I got 22 points from the two Arsenal midfielders there. But because their ownership is so high, and then there's other ownerships for all the other Arsenal players, I was on a red arrow, despite the fact I had 22 points from 2 players. But yeah, and that small red arrow sort of sustained throughout the entire week. But probably the most annoying thing was Darwin Núñez. I was definitely debating taking a hit, going from Darwin to Jota. That would have massively paid off if I'd gone through and followed through with the hit. I could be doing that hit this week as well. I'm planning on taking quite a few hits, to be honest. I'm a bit fed up with how the team is looking at the moment, and basically the idea of bench boosting in Game Week 34 sort of it's falling thinner and thinner by the game week. So yeah, I'm planning on taking some hits to basically recover the team. I've already taken a -4. I probably am going to be taking a -8. I could be taking a -12. Maybe that's a bit too absurd, but it is all to set up for the remaining game weeks. So the hits aren't just for 1 week. I see it as multiple weeks. David Raya as well, getting his clean sheet knocked out right at the end of the game. That was real hard luck. Trippier, who again I said I wouldn't have on a free hit, didn't keep a clean sheet. There weren't many clean sheets kept in total, but yeah, not too good with the returns there. And obviously Solanke, who I've mentioned, who blanked as well. So yeah, it was a relatively poor game week, but considering everyone who was free hitting in the blank game week, I think it's okay. It was just painful to see so many players return. You could have got an insane score this week if you just had the right few players on your free hit who scored high. I know Gakpo versus Jota was a big call. I was very keen on both of them. And yeah, for Gakpo to get 1 point and Jota to get 13, it's a pretty brutal swing. So yeah, it was quite a brutal game week in terms of swings for that. Moving on to how the Game Week 33 team is looking. This is how it looks at the moment. Like I said, I've made 2 transfers. I have taken a -4 already. Estupinian has gone straight back in. Really annoying. I could have just taken out Bueno instead and kept Estupinian and then saved myself from taking the hit. So yeah, Estupinian's in for Bueno. And then I've also transferred in March, Solly March. For Martinelli, I was umming and ahhing about whether to get rid of Martinelli or Saka for that obviously tough fixture against Man City. I decided upon keeping Saka just because I think his recent form has inspired me to keep him. I have looked at the Fancypedia on Twitter do some brilliant threads about chances conceded. I did see that Arsenal, Man City concede most of their chances down at the left. However, it is very close because Man City don't concede a lot of chances anyway. So I think the pure fact that Saka's got a bit of confidence back and that he's on penalties is really the main reason why I'd keep Bukayo Saka in the team. And yeah, I have 5.3 million in the bank. I do obviously plan on transferring Haaland back in for the double game week. I'm just wondering, do I need to get Haaland in this week at home to Arsenal? Do I need to take a -4 to just get Haaland into my team? Obviously, Darwin seems to be the one that would make way. I do plan on getting in Jota as well for the double game week, and Watkins would be making way in the double game week because he has a fixture against Man United. But with the home fixture against Fulham, he's actually got my captain's armband at the moment. Genuinely, captaincy, I think, is a really tough call this week, which is why I don't really want to get Haaland into my team. Now, I'm certainly looking to rise up in rank, and everybody owns Haaland. Most people are going to be captaining Haaland because, I mean, why wouldn't you? He's the best player in the league, and it's certainly a safe bet, isn't it? But I don't know. I just don't feel like Haaland's going to go as big as someone else in my team. But looking at all the names here, genuinely, I would be happy captaining Salah, Mitoma, March, Watkins, maybe even Solanke, Trippier as well. I'd be happy captaining, maybe Trent. There's honestly, I'd say about 7 or so captaincy shouts in the team. So can I go 1 week without owning Haaland? I've seen in previous weeks that that's not really the case. But as a lot of people are going to be captaining him anyway, if I bring him in and he's over 100% effective ownership, I'm going to be wanting him to blank anyway. So that's kind of my line of thinking there. If I'm not going to captain Haaland, can I just go without him? Yeah, and then obviously on the bench, I'm hoping Ake is going to be fit for that double game week. Pep Guardiola had a press conference and he did list 3 players who were back from injury. He didn't list Ake, but then he said that there were no injury concerns. So yeah, that was a bit confusing, that one. Not quite sure what the deal is with Ake. I'll wait until the Tuesday deadline to see if we get any news about that, but he'll be on the bench anyway. I'm going to be starting David Raya in goal as well. I think the away fixture to Chelsea is actually a really good one. Chelsea don't seem to be able to score goals at the moment. They've scored a couple here and there, but I think they'll produce a lot of shots. So I reckon that Raya could be on for a high scorer in that one. I'm happy to start him. But yeah, the rest of the team looks pretty good. I've gone for March as well in the midfield over McAllister, just because there's now other players coming into that Brighton side. Enciso, I think his name is, in the midfield has been excelling really well. And they've had a few injuries up top as well, Brighton. They're having to play Undav, who's the 3rd choice striker at the moment. So I think McAllister might be dropping into a deeper role just because they're shuffling around a lot of the players. So yeah, I'm also starting Grealish and Saka in this team. Obviously, if I brought in Haaland, I would be benching one of those two. I'm not 100% sure which one I'd be benching at the moment. Who would you bench out of Grealish and Saka? Grealish, I think, on paper, has the better fixture. I think Saka's the better player. So yeah, it's a bit of a difficult one there. But basically, I've taken this -4. I'm planning on taking at least another -8 to set up the bench boost. So what I'm thinking is if I take hits in this game week, I'm essentially accepting that I'm going to get a lower score in this game week, but I'll be all set for the bench boost in 34. So I see the hits paying themselves off almost immediately. I'll be getting in at least 2 Man United players as well. Rashford is another one I'm looking at getting in. I could potentially, that's why I could go all the way up to a -12. I could do Darwin up to Haaland and then Saka out to Rashford. The only issue, I'd then just bench Grealish for the Arsenal fixture. So yeah, it's basically taking -4s. Grealish and Saka could still easily return in that game. I'm less confident about it, but obviously I would prefer the likes of a Rashford against Spurs or a Haaland against Arsenal. Haaland's probably the least likely to come in purely because of what I said about effective ownership before, and I wouldn't captain him. I genuinely think that Watkins might be the best captaincy option here. It honestly is a really tough one. I'd love to see who if you're not captaining Haaland, who everyone's captaining this week. Salah as well, easily someone that I could give the armband. I just think that West Ham look quite a lot better in recent weeks. But yeah, that's how the team's looking. I'm liking it at the moment, but yeah, maybe a hit or two just to make the team a little bit better, except another red arrow to then have fun on the bench boost, as my current rank is not where I want to be, but we're now at the fun point of the season where I just want to start enjoying the game weeks, having the players that I want to have rather than being strategic and maybe what gets the most points. Having fun with it, having fun and supporting the players that I want to support. And Jota is absolutely someone that I want to support, so he might be making his way into the team as well. But yeah, moving on to the team of the mini league this week, team of the game week. 77 points from Lion Slayers here. A really interesting looking team, to be honest. This wasn't a free hit as well. There was a tie for the top score. One team did use their free hit and this team didn't, so I decided to give it to this one, the one that didn't use the chip. The captaincy on Saka, the triple Arsenal midfield that they had throughout. Incredibly nicely played for the blank. Funnily enough, they actually had Cody, as you can see there. They had Cody in the lineup and Trippier last on the bench. I don't think this is an inactive team, but yeah, that was an interesting choice for sure. With the double Everton defense, Martinez as well on the bench, getting the illness halfway through the game was certainly a surprising one. But yeah, a really nice team overall. Doing relatively well there. Elise, a nice pick. I preferred Eze, but again, they both blanked in that one. It was a real game week of highs and lows. Some players getting double digits, other players completely blanking. It was a lot of variance in this game week. But that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Hope you get a green arrow in game week 33. Please let me know who is your captain going to be in game week 33. Genuinely, there are so many different options. I think. I know Haaland is going to be the majority pick and is, if you own Haaland and you want to protect your rank, captain Haaland. There's no point stressing about it. If you're like me and you don't own Haaland, who are you going for captaincy? At the moment, it's on Watkins, but it could genuinely be on any of Matoma, Trippier, Salah, Solanke, Watkins, could be on any of them. So yeah, I will post my final team on my Twitter, FPL Meerkat, on the Tuesday deadline. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you have liked it. And I'll see you in the next FPL video.